Hello everyone, my name is Matt and welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to another episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. We are on the final class trial. We played a little bit of the trial in last episode. And then we'll continue on with it today.
What?
I know it sounds absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it.
Indeed. We only have one path in front of us.
Then we really...
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
What?
This is all making my head hurt.
And this isn't like some normal kind of memory loss. You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
Of course. There's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia at the same time.
But how could someone just steal our memories?
How? Come, that hardly matters right now. If I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brains? Would you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't matter right now.
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I knew I could count on you.
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost. There must have been a purpose to it all. A reason for taking away our memories.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
The original motive?
You mean the motive you came up with to try and get us to all kill each other?
That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
It sure does. But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else.
So until we do that, well, either way, we have to explain every last remaining mystery. So, the one who killed Mukuro, the true mastermind, that's what we need to expose. But, who? I mean, how? Okay.
So who did it? Who killed her?
No idea.
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think... Think about it. Is the mastermind really... here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
What does make me so sure?
Exactly! You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is probably a million miles away. 'Cause masterminds always lurk off in the background, right?
So who did it?
Whoever did it
Is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
Okay.
When you think about it...
Is the mastermind...
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What
makes you so sure?
Never mind.
Exactly! You're just... The mastermind is...
Probably a million miles away!
No. Okay.
You're
Okay.
just making stuff up. There's no... The mastermind is probably a million...
Where did we go? Oh my
No,
goodness.
that's wrong.
Jeez, that took forever. No, it didn't take forever.
There's no question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school.
How do you know? Did you find some evidence or something?
In the back of the data center, I found a panel that controls Monokuma. The mastermind must have been using that to control him all this time. So there can't be any doubt. The mastermind has been inside the school all along.
There can't be any doubt. In which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
What? Why?
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier.
I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single sip in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student.
But how'd they manage to survive all of this?
So we're the only ones here? It's not me! I'm not the mastermind!
Well, it's not me.
I blame Makoto.
What? Why me?
'Cause it's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed.
Oh, I get it! The only way he could have survived is if he was actually the mastermind himself, right?
No.
Aw, nuts! You got me!
Wait! What are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic. The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who killed Mukuro.
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
He's right. What more is there to talk about?
If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing. We haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
Huh? But I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head.
No, that isn't actually what killed her. It was something entirely different. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
Mukuro's actual case of death must have been the other wounds.
I got it! All of the wounds covering her body. That's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
Yeah. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old.
It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago. So they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
That doesn't make any sense. Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here.
And how do you know that?
Huh? How do you know that?
That's what I asked.
Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means, you know...
You're wrong.
She denied me. Before I could even say anything. Come on. I mean, you think I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny me.
If you're so sure we're gonna deny you, why bother saying it in the first place? Make your argument. Okay. Group photo, interview DVD, Makoto's profile, handbook, and control room. We've already done the control room.
Mukuro was the ultimate soldier.
Yes, that's true.
She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all of those wounds in battle.
Are you finished?
You didn't
wait,
deny me
yeah.
this time, Z-Wimsy. You made me go all
Oh,
cutesy.
no.
Don't worry.
God damn it, I was... Ah, crap. Okay, I was hoping that this one... I don't know why, I was hoping... Oh, God damn it. I was wondering, I wanted to shoot this one. No.
There wasn't anything cute about it.
Okay, hang on. No, this room's gonna come from the battlefield. Well, look at it. I know, but
Mukuro was the ultimate soldier.
hold up. Oh. Okay. So I think it's this one.
She must have been in 100 different. So when you obviously she got all those.
Yes. Oh my god.
No, that's wrong. No, Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle. The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir, when she entered this school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
To be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing. Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Anyway, so we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming to this school. In which case, they could be the very thing that killed her.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility. When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
Mukuro's fatal injury has been added to the truth book section of your handbook.
But if that's what killed her, then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night?
What happened last? Oh, that.
Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant. If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her. So who was it that attacked you?
The identity of the one who attacked me, I can't think of anyone else. The mastermind?
I got it! The one who attacked me was the true mastermind. When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask, I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me. But I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening. I think I'm gonna jump in. Let's start off with a nice, easy question. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption. You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask. The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusaba. At least, that's what I think. Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
No, there's no way Mukuro is the one that attacked me. Even if I didn't see their face. Mukuro had a very obvious Fenrir tattoo, comparing that to the masked attacker. It should be obvious. So the tattoo, right? Okay.
You never saw their
So this
face,
is under the
right?
tattoo, okay.
So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
Hold up, sorry. YouTube explosion, blah blah blah. Okay. I have a feeling
You're
it's probably
wrong.
not going to be this.
Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
The tattoo.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand?
Wait.
Maybe the right foot? Or perhaps the left foot?
Oh wait, now I'm
Or
confused.
could it be the hips.
Oh wait, now I'm confused. Was it the right hand or the left hand? I've got
You
left hand,
never
so we'll
saw
use
their
that.
face, so you can't have it. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong. There's
Okay.
another part of the.
We'll shoot left
Is it
hand
the
to...
or the left? Maybe the or perhaps or could it be the hip?
the
You
hand.
never saw their face,
Okay, we're gonna
right?
shoot this. Oh no,
So
no,
you
no.
can't have any idea who I'm telling you now. It was Mukuro Ikusaba.
Yes.
No,
Aha.
that's wrong.
See, I knew it. It was either gonna be the right
Mukuro
hand
had
or
a
the left hand.
tattoo on her right hand, if I remember correctly. A representation of Fenrir. In other words, a wolf tattoo. But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me.
Also, they don't have any
And there
nails.
was no such tattoo.
That was actually that was the first thing I noticed. When we found the body, is that they don't have the acrylics on, but the body does. That's the first thing I noticed. I just never said anything.
So there's no way the person behind the mask was Mukuro.
Yeah, well, okay. You got me. I guess it wasn't her. But that still doesn't prove that it was me. It could have been, you know, someone else, right?
Like who?
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I all have solid alibis for that entire night.
Yeah! We were in the gym tearing you apart, so it couldn't have been any of us.
Oh, okay, sure. It couldn't have been any of you. But what about Kyoko? It totally could have been her. Uh-oh, no snappy comeback. Did I score a bullseye?
If you insist, I don't mind showing you.
Huh? Show me what?
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me.
Before anyone could say anything, Kyoko was removing her gloves.
Your hands!
Without thinking, I let out a gasp. It was more than just a little burned skin.
Awful, isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced.
Can I see?
I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars.
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, it doesn't really bother me.
Kyoko seemed to savor those words as she said them. Then she put her gloves back on.
My scars should suffice as proof. Makoto, did the person who attacked you have scars like mine?
No, not at all. I'm positive.
Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
This is just awful. On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively grotesque scars of yours. Sorry. Did I say that out loud? I do hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
Sure, as long as it means pushing me farther into the corner, right? But I'm not cornered just yet. Because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances surrounding Mukuro's death are totally unknown.
That's true. All we know right now is she was killed a good while before this morning.
On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you, without a doubt, she died after our little killing game began here.
Then somehow she was killed in secret without any of us knowing.
And after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right? Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
No.
If she was, she would have been totally decomposed. Just like your brain.
Then she was being stored somewhere?
But to hide a body here, To just store it somewhere?
There's only one place. I can't think of anywhere else the body could have been stored. In the biolab.
I got it! Mukuro's body was probably kept hidden in the biolab.
Biolab? You mean on the 5th floor?
That's right. It's actually set up for use as a morgue, so it's the perfect place to hide a body. And it'd keep the body preserved at the same time.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the garden.
Wait, 5th floor? I thought it was the 4th floor.
And I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. In fact, I have proof.
You do? The proof that shows the body was carried from the biolab to the garden. Something that made its way from the biolab to the garden. Oh, this. Oh.
I got it! What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden. When I was checking it over again, I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp.
Oh, it says biolab.
Holy cow! How'd you notice that tiny little thing?
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there.
So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed a tarp to wrap it in. Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the coat on it afterwards.
You made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
That's just a wild guess. Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved.
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened. But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous. Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it?
Are you talking about unmasking the mastermind?
You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
An inconsistency in the biolab? Could you be talking about...
La la la, I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him.
I need to put myself together and think. The inconsistency in the biolab. Could you be talking about...
Hey, by the way, Makoto, what about that one thing?
What one thing?
What one thing?
What do you think I'm talking about? Your family.
Huh? What?
Don't tell me you forgot about that video message. So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family? Are they really as safe as you might have assumed?
Stop talking about that!
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
Yeah, I need to calm down. I can't let him get to me. He's just saying that because he knows we're getting close to the truth of the biolab. So if I want to shut him up, I need to expose the inconsistency and slam him with it. The inconsistency has to be that one area where the numbers just don't match up. Okay.
Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! What do you want? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! 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 What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? Boom, boom, boom! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this?
Oh, no, I'm gonna
That's
die.
impossible!
Fuck, I just saw my thing.
I refuse to give up yet.
Damn it.
Are you sure?
Then.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Ah! What? What do you want? I'm not listening! This should prove it.
There we go. Oh my gosh.
The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about is the lights.
What are you talking about? What about the lights?
Like I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue. And as part of that, a giant refrigerator was installed in there. That's where everyone who's died is stored.
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, including the one Mukuro was in, and there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man.
Shoot!
What? The fuck?
I refuse to give up yet.
I wasn't even ready. Okay, anyways.
And that.
And it was.
But
I didn't even press anything. Anyways, 9 lights doesn't make sense. The number of lights that should be on is 10.
I got it! 10 of the lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious.
Sorry, I'm back.
Suspicious? Why?
That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
That's right. That's the key to solving this mystery. Saka died first. Junko was second. Leon was third. Then Chihiro. Mondo. Taka was 6th and Hifumi was 7th. Celeste was 8th. Sakura was 9th. And victim number 10 was Mukuro. Yeah.
So 10 people in all?
That's right. Any other number should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored there.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
I got it! The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her. And yet, her body was left alone.
Then, whose body disappeared?
We don't know.
It may very well be that none of them disappeared.
But if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match?
Including Monokuma's executions, there have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders?
The reason there are less bodies than murders The explanation for more murders and victims. Why is that? What would it take for that to make sense? Same person was killed twice, only 9 murders took place, the mastermind destroyed the body. I have no idea. I don't know. We obviously know that's not true. Or is it? No, it's not. Or is it? Okay, sorry.
Shoot!
Sorry. Try this one.
I got it!
Oh, okay.
What about if
Wait,
the
what?
same person was killed twice?
Huh? Killed twice?
Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far. But one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again.
Oh, that would explain the wounds.
Murdered
Several
and murdered
old
again?
wounds, or whatever you call it.
If that's the case, there could have been 10 killings, but still only 9 victims, right?
Technically, you're right, I guess. But still, something like that.
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can you tell us who was killed twice?
It was Mukuro, of course. Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else.
Who?
And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on! Besides, who could that someone else even have
I
been?
don't know.
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and that will become obvious.
Okay.
Nothing's gonna become obvious! Because Kyoko's totally delusional!
Okay, make your argument. I'm gonna come on to file number 5. Okay.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro
Obviously not.
Fujisaki? Mondo Owada? Kiyotaka Ishimaru? Hifumi Yamada? Celestia Lu whatever? Or maybe Sakura Ogami?
Okay, we know it's not.
No.
Sakura.
There's no way anyone was murdered twice!
So who would it be? I don't know who it would be.
Who is this someone else that was it?
We know
Sayaka
it's not
Maizono? Junko
We know it
Enoshima?
probably wasn't her.
Leon
We know-
Kuwata?
Okay, we obviously know it wasn't him.
Chihiro Fujisaki?
Or him.
Mondo
Or him.
Owada? Kiyotaka Ishimaru? Hifumi Yamada?
Or him. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. I did that.
Who
Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim has been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went to completely through the body. He also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old.
is this someone else that, or maybe
Search it up.
No, there's no way anyone was murdered.
No, that's wrong.
I didn't know the answer, and I didn't want to keep doing this, so I searched it up.
Junko. Wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
Well, remember what happened to her? She was impaled by a bunch of spears, all over her body.
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered,
Then the similarities match?
Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same.
So let me see if I have this straight. Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears. Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again. Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
Then it's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person? Wait, so then... what does it all mean?
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9. Which also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
And that's the true identity of the mastermind?
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro. She's still alive. She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died. So Mukuro is still alive. She's gotta be. Total silence? Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
Mukuro alive? The one that's still alive is Mukuro? But do we really believe that? No, there's no way. There's no way Mukuro Ikusaba is still alive. Profile.
The body...
Who has confirmed that the clothes matches these characteristics? Or maybe not.
we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
Mukuro's fatal injury. It's covering her body.
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
I still think this is fun.
The body we found in the garden.
This has to be
It
this one.
wasn't Mukuro.
But, oh wait.
Then she's...
Hold up. Yeah. Yeah, it is this one.
still alive?
Okay.
That's right. So the mastermind...
What do you say, Monica?
The
Okay.
body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Interesting.
No, that's wrong. No, the body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds.
This show's 5'7". You got that wrong.
Her vitals were 31, 21, 32. Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. So there's no question it's her.
But if Mukuro's not the mastermind, then who's actually still alive?
We have no idea. Someone's made it look like they died, but they're actually still alive. There's only one person it could be. I don't know. Don't make me choose. Obviously not. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I don't know who it is. I know it's not her. No. I don't know who it is. Okay, I got it now. Okay, I'm sorry, but I didn't know the answer, so I searched it up too.
Here's my
I
answer.
apologize.
Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation. But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes. If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade. But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
Now that you mention it, I gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. Touch her wrist to check for a pulse, like they do in movies and stuff. Sorry, I touched her wrist to check for a pulse, like they do in movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say, she was gone. I did check absolutely, and I can't say for sure.
She was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
So, the idea that she's still alive.
It must be wrong.
Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud. Too bad, too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
Huh?
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way? Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? The opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
How could Junko have survived? I don't know. I checked her, she was dead, but I'm sure of it. But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? It wasn't Junko, but someone else entirely? Maybe she used some sort of trick. Like what? RPC. Okay. RPC. Nope. RE. No, obviously not. I? Oh shit. Okay, never mind. Ow. A. Oh. Wait.
Now I understand.
Huh?
That's it. What if she switched places with someone else?
Switched places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Then that would make it Mukuro's
Talk about a
corpse
plot
that showed
twist.
up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that? Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
There has to be some way. We need to figure out how to explain how they could have switched. After death, at the beginning, the switch at the moment of death. That would have been... I don't know what the word is. But if they switched that, like, at the moment she died, that they would have been, like, super quick. And I feel like that would be really obvious. At the beginning? Or after death? I don't think after death. Or, though... So, although, could be. But I think it's this one. It just makes more sense. It's obviously these. Obviously this one does. This one makes less sense. That would be too obvious. This one, possibly, but this one makes more sense.
I got it!
See? Told you.
The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched... then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right?
Because it would be impossible.
After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met was actually Mukuro all along?
Then we'd already met her?
I had, like, a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was.
That's true. Obviously, because we just met.
So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that.
That's true.
If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body. They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But if she really did use foundation...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
So he still refuses to admit it, but he can try to deceive us all he wants. It doesn't matter, because I've already figured it out. He tried to hide Junko's identity, and not just once, but twice. The first time was during our last latest investigation. He did? When was that? When was that? Our latest investigation. Huh? Beauty, Kyoto found contained trees between headlights and all this. Think someone criminal's interference. Oh, it would be this one. I hope.
I got it! While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster.
It wasn't just the monitor, the DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened? Oopsie, looks like it broke out of service. What? It just so happened to break. What? It just so happened to break just now? Now then, what? Now then, when doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere at any time. That's what failure is, right?
You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke!
No, it wasn't a fluke. The mastermind definitely orchestrated that power outage. And that's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. The mastermind tried to cover up one other piece of evidence. I've got to reveal that. What evidence? Ah, damn it. God, another one of this.
What do you want? What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible! What do you want? What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible!
What? I failed. The heck?
I refuse to give up
What do you mean
yet!
I failed?
What do you want?
Can I have the thing back, please?
What do you want? Are you sure about this?
Come on.
That's impossible!
This should prove it!
Oh my.
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Oh.
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
The unusual circumstance common to all these pictures. The unusual circumstance is her face. She's not looking at the camera.
I got it! Junko's face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face.
Yeah, just noticed that.
It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko. Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. And the real Junko is still alive.
I guess she is. Okay. I'm actually going to end the video here. I hope. Yes, I can. Yeah, I can save. Okay, anyways, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you all for watching. I'll be back another time with hopefully for the final part of the class trial. But anyways, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!